Make a date with Reverend Dr. Ebenezer Markwei at 6 a.m. from Monday to Saturday on Graphic Online via Facebook and YouTube as he expounds on matters of faith. Graphic Online, truth and accuracy every day.
This is Reverend Dr. Ebenezer Markwei of Living Streams International, bringing you matters of faith with Graphic Online. And this morning I'd like to capture my thoughts with the words, wrong side of the window. Wrong side of the window. And I'm here talking about 2 Samuel chapter 6, a very powerful story that ensued between David and Michal, the love of his life. I mean, the Bible says, the relationship between David and Michal was a very powerful relationship. Listen, it was Michal who saved David from the machinations of Saul, Michal's father. And you have to also realize that Michal was David's blood. He paid for, the dowry of Michal was the blood of David. He paid for Michal's dowry by placing his life in danger, placing himself in harm's way, and rescuing Israel from Goliath. And Michal also loved David, of course. You love the hero of all the whole of Israel. All the women in Israel are singing his praise. Definitely, you'd also, it's easy to fall in love with something like that, or somebody like that. But guess what? In 2 Samuel chapter 6, a very sad note happens over there. And prior to that too, Michal was also the one that, when David was in exile and he had run away from the wrath of Michal's father Saul, Michal was given to another man. And when David came back from exile, he demanded, give me back my wife. My goodness. Your wife has been given to somebody else, says now misses to somebody else, and when you come, nothing, I just couldn't comprehend. But David said, I still want Michal, give her to me. That's my wife. So the love relationship between Michal and David was very tight. But it all went sour. One event. And the Bible says David had now gone to bring back the ark from the house of Obed-Edom, and was bringing the ark to Israel with singing and dancing. And the Bible said David made sacrifices, and then David gave gifts to the whole of Israel. He gave them cow, he gave them cattle, he gave them sheep, he gave some of the sacrifice, he gave it to them. So David was full of goodwill, and the Bible says he blessed the whole of Israel. And when he was coming to his house, the Bible says when he was coming to us, he was also coming to bless his house. Of course, he was not going to give his house cow and beef or goat. No, he wasn't coming to do that. He was bringing love to his house. He was bringing love to his wife, the prima donna of his life. He was bringing love to her. And the Bible said, all it took to unravel that whole desire, unravel that whole process of blessing was Michal was at the wrong side of the window. And when I talk about the wrong side of the window, she should have gone with David to bring in the ark. But here she was at the other side. And that other side was a side of judgment, was a side of pride. The Bible says she looked down and saw David and began to say things she shouldn't say. Boom, trouble came. Are you aware that where you stand determines what you see? And sometimes where you stand can determine what you have in the future. The conflict that arose between David and Michal out of that particular scenario, with the drama that ensued as a result of her being at the other side of the window, marred their love relationship, soured their relationship, and out of that, there was no issue. There was no issue. It was so bad. The kind of words that were exchanged between two people who were in love, and all because one person chose to stay at the other side of the window. You have to be very careful when you stand at the other side of the window and begin to look down on people, judge people, and say things you don't even understand, and assume that you know what you don't know. It might cost you your relationships, it might cost you your job, it might cost you your blessing, it might cost you because you stood at the other side of the window. well, the choice to be at the other side of the window remains yours. See you later.
For more news, please visit our website graphic.com.gh or follow us on Facebook at Daily Graphic and on YouTube and Twitter at GraphicGH.
Subscribe now.